In this video, we shall take a deep dive into the mechanics of three major religions of Total War Attila to find out which generates the most wealth for the player. Easily accessible to two of the most loved factions in the history of the game, eternal rivals Aksum with their faith in Eastern Christianity and Himyar, who are the custodians of Judaism in Arabian Peninsula. And between these two giants stands tall the third religion, Semitic Paganism. Each with unique bonuses, they offer such divergent pathways that it helps to know which is the most optimal route in the long term in terms of wealth generation. Being fought over for is the only unique global building in Attila, the legendary Marib, whose fertility and faction-wide bonus to agricultural income makes it the most coveted spot on the campaign map. Join me in this epic quest to figure out which is the best religion in Total War Attila. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the Strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. As an empire, in Total War Attila, you can switch from your starting religion to any other religion if 35% of your citizens adhere to it. This can be an interesting strategy to mitigate negative bonuses your starting religion might have. For example, Christian factions, whether they are Latin, Greek, Aryan or Eastern, get a -10 moral debuff when fighting the Huns. And this can be negated by converting to any non-Christian religions. While this is difficult for large empires, smaller empires and migrating hordes can switch or pick up extremely useful religions such as Slavic paganism by settling in their core territory. Pause. Pro tip: make sure to use the strategic map accessible by pressing tab during gameplay and filtering by religions to see the percentage of adherence in that particular region before you settle. Lastly, it also helps you pick up meme religions such as minor religions as the Alans capturing the ruins of the town of Tanais on turn 1 and rule the entire world in the name of Cthulhu. Desert factions have access to two religion building chains, allowing them to choose between them or opt for a completely different one. Once chosen, you are stuck with the religion until your faction leader passes. So choose with care, unless you make it a habit to lose your faction leader every 5th turn. Realistically, both Aksum and Himyar has the ability to choose between these three religions. They're starting Eastern Christianity or Judaism respectively, or Slavic or Semitic paganism. There are several other religions available in the Eastern Roman Empire's Egyptus province, but it is a
fat mess.
Which of these three religions shall benefit you the most as the player in terms of income? Let us get into their individual bonuses and take a deep dive into the world of religions in Total War Attila. One of the most punishing debuffs in Total War Attila applies to all desert factions called Fractured Faiths, which gives increased public order penalty for religious differences between new religions. You can reduce them by expensive research or building religious buildings in your provinces. Given that the first method is expensive and difficulties imposed by this debuff makes you prioritize taking care of it, we shall assume you build religious buildings in each of your provinces as you expand across the map. We shall focus on the city temple chain as they give uniform benefits for a straight 125 food consumption. Let us start with the case of Eastern Christianity, where if you build the Tier 4 city temple, you get a reduction of corruption in that province by 4%. This stacks with the Eastern Christianity faction-wide bonus, which reduces your corruption globally by 5% in each of your provinces, to give you a maximum of 9% reduction in corruption. Moving on to Judaism. The Tier 4 city temple gives you plus 20% research speed, useful for blitzing out high tier buildings or units, but not relevant to wealth generation. Judaism does give you a sweet 5% on all wealth coming from industry. And ladies and gentlemen, we love industries over here. Let's see if it works out in our favor. Let us finally consider Semitic Paganism, whose Tier 4 city temple gives a gigantic plus 40% bonus to all wealth from agricultural buildings. Wow, 40% on agricultural income compared to a measly 5% on industry. Lastly, we shall assume that both factions have captured or hold the Marib dam, which gives them a flat 30% agricultural bonus to all provinces faction-wide. And given that we are building the minimum number of farms, we shall throw in a food market to take care of the food deficit, which gives 0 agricultural income, 70 food, and 15% to agricultural income. Now, mind you, these are all percentages and they are all bonuses. If the base amount provided by agriculture is tiny, then the bonus income shall be puny too. Now, I have gone back to our favorite landlocked province of Medea Atropatene. Something about its name, I just love saying it out loud. Medea Atropatene. I have gone ahead and built 3 exact setups. And the only thing different about them is the Tier 4 city temple. The province features the maximum 3 possible industry slots, yielding an eye-watering 7,000 gold per turn from industry alone. Since all of my food requirements are met with 2 camel farms, I get a tiny 1650 gold by comparison, which is 4.2 times less than the industry income. Let us begin with the religion which is in the middle, Semitic Paganism. I wish to tackle this first because the number of bonuses coming from here is truly mind-boggling. We shall get into it slowly. Let's go into what we have actually started out as. We have put in the food farm as promised, a garden because for the least amount of food it does give me quite a lot of public order, a palace which gives me increased tax, mosaics because they gave me 2000 gold in industry income compared to 1250 in industry income and 1250 in commerce income. So this gives me more income in terms of industry and also gives me a 15% boost or bonus on the cultural build. We won't take this into account because this will be common in everyone. So this is a constant. This additional tax is a constant. This agricultural building bonus is also a constant in all of them. Now I wish to use up all of the food, so I've thrown in a town 3. We have gone for Weaver 4, which gives me 2500 in industry income right here, and there again Now we have gone for 2 camel farms over here and here because I do need the food. This gives me the most amount of food other than the bully which is available to the Celtic factions. 130 food, does not have any fertility bonus. So it doesn't matter what your fertility is. It can be 5, 6, whatever. Let's change this back to 1 because it's 1 in everyone. Your food is not going to be affected. So this calculation will hold irrespective of fertility bonus across your entire empire. Now we have balanced out the sanitation requirements through Kanath, which is level 4, which gives me positive sanitation, and this one has -3. I would be able to balance it out with the faction traits and also the sun scorched trait, which gives me +2 and +2. So +4 sanitation comes from the faction, so I will end up with positive sanitation over here. So this is going to be the setup, and this is going to be repeated again and again as we move from Semitic paganism to Judaism to Eastern Christianity. Now let's get into what our total income is. So total income is going to be the sum of all the numbers that we have over here. Now I have summed up their individual contributions. So what agriculture gives me, what culture gives me, commerce gives me, and industry gives me, so that I can get into what the bonus income from derived bonuses shall be like. So let's get into it. I get 10% tax from the palace. So let's move it all the way to the edge so that we can see best of both worlds. So I have 10% tax. So I put in 10% over here on top of my total money. Now we control the Marib dam. So now we come to the agricultural income. So this will be the agricultural income. We hold the Marib dam, that gives me 30% on agricultural income. We have got a food market, which gives me 15% agricultural income right here, and we have 40% agricultural income from our building, which gives me agricultural income +40, right? Then we have 15% from cultural buildings, which we have because of the mosaic right here, and then it will sum up the entire thing. That brings me to 13,978 with bonuses. Now, of course, we have to take out corruption. So I have plugged in a 20% corruption, and it's going to take out 20% of the bonus income. And the particular bonus that I get, which is extra, is this 40% of agricultural income given to me by Semitic paganism alone. And that is 743 gold. Right. So with corruption, we have come down to 11,182 post-corruption. My food stands at -5. Please remember that you are able to get +5 food when you research everything in the civil sector. So yeah, don't worry about this food being negative. I've just tried to put in the best buildings, and this is what I came up with. Now let's move on to Judaism. Again, completely similar setup, except I won't be getting the 40% agricultural income, but I will get 5% on my income from industry buildings. So if we factor all of that in, let's read this again. 10% from our taxes, 30% on agricultural income from Marib dam, 15% from our market, and then our 5%, this is our religion bonus on the industry income, and 15% on the cultural income from the mosaic. That is going to give me a bonus income of 13,668. And if we take out corruption, 20%, again, we have 20% corruption, we then come down to 10,934, and our specific bonus is just the 5% that we get on our industry income. So that's tragic, because look at this, I have 7,000 gold and I get a bonus of 350, whereas in Semitic paganism, I have 1650 from agriculture income, but I get 40% on top of that. I get 743 specific bonus. So my with corruption amount and my bonus income are actually larger compared to Judaism. So right now we have a winner between these two. Finally, let's do the last one. Eastern Christianity. All the buildings are the same. Let's go into the bonuses. 10% from taxes, 30% from Marib, 15% from farmers market, and 15% of cultural building from our mosaic. And we get the number of 13,318. Now let's look at the with corruption value. Here we have 20% corruption, but it is reduced by 4% and 5%, which are the faction and the religion specific bonus. So that's 9% less. So I am getting 11% corruption, whereas in the other cases I get the full brunt of 20% corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, the specific bonus is 11% of what my total with bonus income is. And that comes as 1465. It's double than what we had for Semitic paganism. It's 4 times more than what we had for Judaism. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, I give to you a graphical representation. Thank you for sticking around for the big reveal. Judaism, despite the massive industrial income, with its weak bonus is unable to compete with the other two in terms of bonus or final income. Semitic paganism does everything right, stacking bonuses on bonuses, and with the help of its temples and Marib dam puts out the highest pre-corruption income in the game. This is what we suspected all along, and it came true. However, the corruption which hits Judaism is equally relentless here. Unable to compete, it concedes to a second position in post-corruption final income. Now, let's hear it for the ultimate winner, which had neither bonuses to agriculture nor industry. Turns out to be the ultimate ruler by reducing corruption. This puts into perspective how crippling corruption can be in Total War Attila. This video does not say that we should not focus on industry or agriculture. Food is absolutely non-negotiable, and industry gives you the ability to project power even without any trading partners. I cannot say how many campaign runs I have switched to Semitic paganism for the agricultural bonus or the allure of industrial wealth bonus given by Judaism. Neglected every time, standing quietly in the corner between giants lay Eastern Christianity. Next time you get an urge to play Total War Attila, give them some love they rightfully deserve. Stay cool, everyone. This has been the Strategic Indian, signing out.